Hello, this is John Speelman for the roundup of round 10 of the candidates tournament, together with John Fedorowicz, who is Bronx Battler, and I'm Speelman, which is not terribly complicated.
Hi, John.
Sorry?
Hi, John. How you doing, John? Hi, everybody.
I'm fine. I'm about to lose my chess column, which is very sad, which I've had for 17 and a half years.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, indeed, yeah. From the Independent, so life is a bit complicated, but the candidates tournament is a lot of fun. Before today's round, Anand and Karjakin were leading ahead of Caruana and Aronian, and the big result before the rest day was that Anand beat Aronian, which meant that he had very big result because he had the better tie break. The first tie break in this tournament is head-to-head. So if you have a plus score against a guy, he has to get a bigger score than you to be ahead on tie break.
I think the entire thing with the tie breaks is just very stupid, John. They did this last time.
Yeah.
And the last time Carlsen was playing with Svidler, and Kramnik was playing with black pieces against Ivanchuk, and Kramnik had to do the worst tie breaks. Why can't they just play games?
In fact,
why can't they play games? It's terrible, John. To
it'll be much better. Yeah, that was
something like this is with something like this with the to decide tie breaks instead of letting them play some kind of rapid games is a joke. I don't understand it, and whoever loses on tie breaks is going to be really pissed off. I think it's just terrible.
I agree with you. I mean, the previous time actually Anand won very easily, but it was in London where I was watching. Yeah, this happened, and they both lost in the last round, and they were both in a complete state.
I'm almost hoping somebody wins clear just so that I'm not bothered by it, and whoever, because last time I felt bad for Kramnik. Kramnik was put in an uncomfortable situation of trying to play the black pieces against Ivanchuk and actually beat the guy. And I remember I was doing the show with somebody, and I said if I was Kramnik, I would just play the game normally, and and if he makes a draw, whatever happens, happens. And as it turned out, that would have been the right thing to do, because Svidler beat Carlsen in a crazy game, and then Kramnik would have gotten in instead of Carlsen. So I think the entire tie breaks is creating unnecessary stupidity. And then you probably have Karjakin, and now Caruana is probably running around with little pads trying to figure out who has a better tiebreak, him or Karjakin. It's ridiculous.
Well, they won't be doing it yet, but they will before the last round.
Yeah.
Anyway, so today there were 3 quite boring games. Well, 3 games with some interest, but not that much. And the really big game was Caruana against Anand. And we'll come to that next, but we'll have the sweeties at the end, but we'll start with a reasonably sensible main course, but nothing very wonderful, which is Aronian against Topalov. So the other 2 games, Karjakin, Giri, they played some moves in a Meram, and then they agreed to draw. Svidler and Nakamura looked a bit messier, but it was an English opening. Nakamura, that he sacrificed a piece and then had to give perpetual check. Mm-hmm. So not very much going on in either of those games.
Both draws pretty quickly around move 30. All 4 players seemed content to finish it up. Although, I mean, Giri's not completely out of it. So I don't know if Giri were to win a game in the next round or 2, he might be able to make it interesting.
Well, he might be able to, but he'd have to. I think he's getting. I mean, when he fell to beat Caruana, I thought that was a big moment because he really should have beaten the guy, and the position was clearly winning at some point. And if he had, he would have been really in the hunt.
Right.
And I get the feeling that he's more or less reconciled to not qualifying this time.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we start in Aronian and Topalov, and this was actually quite similar, the start to Svidler against Nakamura, wasn't it? Though I'm not sure exactly how similar.